Now, joining us in the studio is an energy expert, Zaka Bala, to talk about all of these issues of illegal refinery operations. Thank you so much for joining us on the news across Nigeria.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about your take on all of these illegal refineries that are scattered across the Niger Delta region, and they are refining products, and we hear they are employing maybe hundreds of thousands of people or a couple of people that are practicing this particular illegality, if you may. So what's your take on this development that's just taking a new turn in the Niger Delta region?
Well, thank you very much for that excellent question. All I can tell you is this. What Governor Wike has done is truly worthy of praise and emulation. What people are describing as illegal refineries are not refineries in the first place. They are pollution plants. They are toxification plants. What they just generate are basically carcinogenic materials. If you want to have a refinery, there are steps. You need to apply and get license to establish, license to construct, then license to operate. That's the first thing you require.
Okay.
What we are having there are just pollution plants, because what they do in the first place is this. They go there and they steal. So in the first place, those guys you describe as illegal refiners are first of all thieves, because they break into pipes containing either gas or crude oil or whatever belonging to an investor. So that on its own is vandalism. That on its own is sabotage, whether to a public investor or to a private investor. Then the first thing that happens is this. When they break in and they boil the crude, the first thing that happens is this. The crude that falls on the ground, the first thing it does is it destroys what we call freshwater aquifers.
Okay.
The ones that get to the land, right, biodegrades the land and people cannot even farm. The ones that get to the stream, the first thing those do to the stream is they destroy aquatic life or aquatic lives. And even birds or scavengers that come to feed there suffer from what we call hypothermia, a kind of temperature issues. Then the one that gets to the atmosphere, like we know, pollutes the ecosystem, pollutes the total environment, and comes back as acidic rain or carbonic rain and causes all kinds of destruction. So in the first place, those guys are not refiners in the first place. You must be a refiner before you are even described as an illegal refiner. An illegal refiner is somebody that has the refinery but is not complying with the regulatory standards of the country. But the guys we're talking about, first of all, are thieves. They are vandals and they are saboteurs. So, first of all, they are discouraging investors. And I can remember some years back, you know, Okonjo-Iweala then said Nigeria was losing about 400,000 barrels of crude oil per day. If people don't know, they will think it's just some bucket of crude oil. But by the time you convert the 400,000 to gallons and then to liters, you're talking about 67 million liters of crude oil. If you divide that by the capacity of a 33,000 liter tanker, we are losing almost 2,000 tankers of crude oil to thieves.
I see you're very passionate about this issue. And,
correct.
Let's explore a little bit more. Some have argued that rather than you call them thieves in your words and others are calling them illegal refiners, how about the proposal by the government or some individuals that this can be converted to modular refineries to give some legitimacy and structure and standardization and all of that?
No, the principle of refining technology and refining construction are different. What these guys gather, I told you, are called pollution plants. They pick drums and they boil this crude. Refining technology must go through steps. You must construct it before you are able to even operate it. And what I'm saying is this: if you are a refiner, you have a point of crude collection, whether you buy it or you own the oil field yourself. But these guys break into pipes and thief. They are thieves. They are vandals. So there is no relation. The technology and the engineering is completely different. Maybe when we're talking about refining technology and why Nigeria is not able to refine, then we can now start discussing about that. Right. But as I speak to you, honestly, they are the reasons why international oil companies are divesting out of land and shallow water assets.
I see that we have a lot to talk about.
Correct.
Yes, but unfortunately, that's where we can, we can go for today.
No worries.
Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Zakabala is an energy expert who has been talking to us about the issue of illegal refineries in the Niger Delta region.